the beginning, there was no ice. The world was young, steaming, restless, and full of monsters. Rain fell for days, and rivers boiled under the burning sun. Forests stretched endlessly, their shadows hiding ancient secrets. In these jungles, life was a game of survival, tooth, claw, and silence. But beneath the surface, in the darkness of the swamps, something far more terrifying waited. Something older than the mammals that would one day inherit the earth. A predator that ruled without a roar, without mercy, without sound. In the heart of ancient South America, long before the Ice Age wrapped the earth in frost, there was a world drenched in heat and life. Thick jungles stretched endlessly, steaming, alive, and untamed. The air was heavy with the scent of rain and decay. Amid the towering trees and colossal ferns, rivers wound through a paradise that time would one day forget. But lean rainforest, here, every sound meant survival. The croak of frogs, the distant screech of birds, the splash of unseen creatures in the muddy water. It was a symphony of life. But within this vibrant orchestra lurked a silence far more powerful than any roar. A silence that hunted. Beneath the canopy's green shadows, something moved, slow, deliberate, ancient. Its body slid across the damp forest floor like a river of muscle and scale, 30 feet long, weighing over a ton. This was Titanoboa cerrejonensis, the largest snake to ever live on Earth. Unlike the serpents of our time, Titanoboa did not strike in haste. It did not hiss or rattle. It waited. Patient, calculating, invisible. When the time came, it would explode with terrifying precision. Even crocodiles, the kings of modern rivers, would have been mere prey before this monster. This was an age when reptiles ruled the remnants of a dying dinosaur world. After the extinction of the great beasts, new predators rose from the shadows. Titanoboa was not just a survivor. It was a symbol of nature's relentless will to dominate. In the steaming cradle of Earth's rebirth, it ruled without mercy. But even as Titanoboa thrived, the world was changing. The air was growing cooler. The first whispers of an approaching ice age drifted on the wind, and with that chill came the beginning of the end. The sun hangs low above the steaming jungle, its golden light slicing through the mist. The forest breathes humid, alive, ancient. A mighty river snakes through the green wilderness, its surface still, concealing the struggles of life and death below. Beneath that murky water, danger waits. A prehistoric crocodile, 10 feet long, slides silently through the shallows. Its yellow eyes break the surface, scanning. It is the apex predator here, or so it believes. But in the shadows along the bank, another hunter stirs. Titanoboa's body lies coiled beneath a layer of fallen leaves and roots, perfectly still, perfectly hidden. Its tongue flickers, tasting the vibrations in the air, sensing the warmth of life nearby. The crocodile moves closer, unaware that it is being watched by something that can crush it whole. There is no sound, no warning. Only the sudden shift of water as the giant snake strikes. In an explosion of mud and chaos, Titanoboa bursts from the bank, a living avalanche of scales and muscle. Its jaws clamp down with terrifying precision, not to bite, but to encore. Then, with a motion both fluid and brutal, it wraps around the crocodile, coiling tighter and tighter. The forest falls silent. Every bird stops, every insect holds its breath. Underwater, the crocodile thrashes, but the coils only grow stronger. Bones creak. Water churns. Within moments, the struggle ends. Titanoboa loosens its grip, unhurried. Frigo, the dead crocodile hangs limp in its crushing embrace. For hours, it will remain here, consuming its prey inch by inch, its body swelling with every movement. This is not violence, this is nature's order. Here, in this forgotten world, power is not measured by teeth, but by patience, Far above, thunder rumbles. Clouds gather on the horizon. The jungle prepares for another storm, and Titanoboa, full and victorious, slips back into the water, vanishing into the shadows it commands. The world was beginning to change. It started slowly, almost silently. A faint chill crept into the humid air, a whisper that something ancient was stirring beneath the sky. For millions of years, the jungles of Cerrejon had been a furnace of life. Heat and rain had fed the monsters that ruled here. But now, the sun felt weaker. Clouds gathered more often, the rains fell colder, and nights stretched longer than before. To the creatures of this steaming paradise, the change was invisible at first, but for Titanoboa, whose blood ran with the warmth of the earth, the difference was life and death. Unlike warm-blooded beasts that could chase warmth from within, Titanoboa's life depended entirely on the heat of its world. When the sun dimmed, its heartbeat slowed. When the air cooled, its hunger faded. The once mighty ruler of the rivers now spent longer hours motionless, coiled in stillness. It was not the hunger of a predator now. It was the fatigue of a fading era. The jungle, too, began to transform. Where once lush swamps teemed with frogs and crocodiles, now dryness crept in. Trees withered. Insects vanished. The sound of life grew faint. The balance that had allowed giants to thrive was crumbling. Every degree lost was a blow to the reptilian empire. And Titanoboa, nature's greatest serpent, could feel it in its bones, in its breath, in the sluggish beat of its colossal heart. As days turned into years, the cold tightened its grip. The great snake's movements grew fewer, slower, heavier. In the evenings, it sought the last remaining patches of sun that broke through the canopy, soaking in the fading warmth like a dying god clinging to its power. But the earth was merciless in its transformation. From the north, winds carried frost. From Theseus, temperatures fell. The age of heat was ending, and the giants of the tropics would not survive what was coming. In the quiet of the dying rainforest, Titanoboa lay coiled beside the river that had once bowed to it. Steam rose weakly from its body as dusk fell. The jungle was silent. The age of the serpent was fading into memory. 1,000 years passed, and the jungles of Cerrejon continued to fade. Once, they had been alive with the pulse of thunder and rain. Now, they were ghosts, remnants of an age too warm, too wild to last. The rivers that had birthed the Titanoboa shrank into narrow streams. The canopy thinned, and the great swamps turned into dry, cracking plains. In this new world, the air no longer burned it bit, and for a creature born of fire and humidity, there was no refuge left. Titanoboa's reign, which had lasted for millions of years, was nearing its quiet end. Its colossal body, now slower than ever, lay in the fading light of a dying sun. Its breath came heavy, labored, shallow, the breath of a ruler watching its kingdom crumble. In the mud beside the river, the last Titanoboa stirred one final time. The jungle that once echoed with its power now answered only with silence. No prey came to drink, no rival dared to fight. The serpent's empire had vanished, swallowed by the turning earth itself. As dusk fell, rain began to fall. Not the warm, life-giving rain of its youth, but cold, distant rain. Each drop struck its scales like a memory, fading into time. With a final exhale, the giants slipped beneath the surface of the dark water. The ripples spread outward, then disappeared. The age of heat was gone. The age of reptiles had ended, but from the cooling earth, new sounds began to rise, softer, faster, more intelligent. The footsteps of mammals. Life had shifted again, rewriting its story. And though the serpent's bones would lie buried for eons, deep beneath the Columbian earth, one day, humans would find them, and in those fossils, glimpse a forgotten truth. That long before they ruled the world, there were others, greater, older, and far more powerful.